Welcome to John Eats Cheap. It's cold outside, it's rainy. I've got a crock pot and ingredients for everybody's favorite, chili. Tip. I'm ready to make a pot full of chili, and I have 10 ingredients on spices that I put in my chili. That's kind of a hassle every time you make chili to open each one out, measure out the amount. Some of them it's a teaspoon, some it's 2 tablespoons. It's not an easy thing to do. So I do them all at one time and make my own little packets. You can see my seasoning recipe down below. Check it out. That's for a pot of chili. But you just measure them all out into individual bags. Go right down the line, 1 teaspoon all the way down. I've got about 10 packets set for all chili season. Makes it a lot easier when it comes time to make the chili. You don't measure anything out. You just dump the homemade packet in. Saves you money over buying packets at the store too. I don't know about you, but over the course of my lifetime, I've gone through different phases on chili. When I was young, I liked it really, really hot. I came up with my own recipes, and I would use them for about 4 or 5 years. Then I would evolve the recipe or change it to another way. I've come upon one now I discovered about 6 months ago that I love, and it's a very, I don't want to say generic tasting chili, but it's very, very friendly. Everybody will love it. It's like based on a restaurant chain, and I kind of adapted some things to make it my own. You can make it quickly, throw it in the crock all together. Well, I'll show you how to do it. These are the ingredients. I mean, it's meat, ground beef, sausage, my spice packet, and beans and tomato sauce, and 1 crock pot. Let's get cooking. Now we're going to build our crock full of chili. You're going to use a good sized, I think this is a 6-quart crock pot maybe, 5.5. I'm not using my Old Faithful. I gave that to my son. I used this thing for 30 years worth of chili, at least. I won like 3, 4 different chili contests with all different chilies, and I passed it along to my son. It's this beauty right here. Has that seen some years of great chili or what? But I've moved up now, got the newer version. So we're going to start, got our drained ground beef sausage combination. Oh, it looks like it's mostly drained, but you know what? A little bit of that extra fat is okay because that adds flavor. So we start by putting most of this into the crock. We'll go with about that much into the crock pot. We're going to reserve a little bit. Now we're going to add about 30 ounces, 25 or 30 ounces, either 1 big can or 2 small cans of tomato sauce. So now we got, a little over half a can. I always use the can to measure because then you can see that's just not water. That gets all that extra tomato sauce out of their clean can. Now we can recycle. Right, Dewey? Now, this is something that really makes this chili extra thick. We're going to use the motorboat. Dewey doesn't like the motorboat. So we're just going to grind this up. This is just the water, tomato sauce. See how that just gets the big chunks up? And now you're saying, wow, that's starting to look like a really good, thick, meaty chili. It is. Now also, if you have little kids who don't like beans, you can trick them. You can go ahead and put the beans in there too and grind those up. They'll never know they're getting all that protein and nutrients from the beans. Little trick I learned that they used to do at my school when I was in school, because a lot of kids didn't like beans in the chili. They ground up the beans and put them in the chili. Genius. Now we have to add our beans, our seasoning, and the more coarse ground meat that we have left. I do my seasonings. I make my own seasoning packet because I use 10 different seasonings with a couple chili powders, cumin, cayenne, salt, pepper, a little beef bouillon to make it extra beefy. And I make individual packets. I make these about 10 at a time. Makes it a lot easier instead of getting all 10 of those small containers out. So we're going to go ahead and add our chili seasonings out of the pre-made packet. Can 1. Can 2. This is just the chili beans in chili gravy. Got these on sale for 39 cents each. And we're going to add just a little bit more water. This is a part I like, just to get all the beans and the gravy out of there. Just do a little like you're working in a scientific lab, yeah. But it cleans all the gravy out and gets it into that chili. Now let's add the remainder of our coarse meat that we didn't grind up. This is the ground beef sausage mixture. And I'm going to try and get as little of that fat out as I can. As you can see, this is meat, beans, and tomatoes. I mean, it's actually a pretty healthy chili. If you look at canned chilies, I don't know how they do it, but they're so high in calories and carbohydrates. I don't know what they put in it. But this is a very good chili, and as I said, it's very friendly to everybody. You could put, obviously, onions, you could put jalapenos or peppers, anything like that in it, but I like to keep it kind of basic and then just have those chopped up as toppings that you can add just before you eat the chili. So we're going to stir this up. Make sure you get the seasonings all mixed up in there. And turn this crock on high. Doesn't have to cook for very long. That's another thing I like about this crock of chili, is that you only have to really heat it up, maybe in a crock pot for about an hour and a half or 2 hours on high, or you could put it on low all day. That'd be fine too. Also, I don't always use a crock pot for this. I'll do it in just a soup pot, and it's ready in probably less than half an hour. Just have to heat it up and let it simmer for about 15 minutes. So it is a very quick and very good. Still tastes like it's cooked all day. Almost game time, and look at that chili. That's some good stuff. Can't wait to tee it up in a bowl and watch the game. Let's get some toppings here too. Chili is ready. Now it's nice to just have a little toppings bar. That way you can add the onions, some cheese, maybe some corn chips. My wife likes a little dollop of sour cream on top, so I'm going to do that. Let me get some onions. Love lots of diced white onions. This reminds me of a chili I used to get when I was in high school. They called it chili Fritos. I think it was at Taco John's. I don't even know if they do it anymore. Add a little bit of cheese, and then corn chips. Corn chips are a good alternative to crackers for chili and Fritos. A few more. There we go. Now it's game time. This is my idea of a perfect football Saturday or Sunday. It's cold outside. Nice bowl of perfect chili. My dog ready to watch the game with me. Thanks for watching.